Yo, what is up, guys? Damn it! Keep doing that! What is up, guys? It's your boy Phil Shotgun 96 Hedgehog here, back with another week of RGBL. We are going against Phantom in this week 3 game. We are both 1-1, so one of us will have a stronger chance to make playoffs. One of us will have to have a bit of a stronger, is going to have a big, stronger push to try to make the playoffs. So, as you can see, he brought literally everything I was expecting. He did bring the right shoe, though, which I was a little surprised about, but I figured he could bring that thing. But the one thing I noticed about this team, the one of the things is sticky webs. And you maybe ask yourself, why didn't you bring webs? Well, in my opinion, webs didn't make that much sense in this matchup, because there wasn't a lot of things that could have taken advantage of the webs. So I am happy going against the web strategy. Excuse me. Whew. And this matchup was really, I think this matchup looked like it was really in my favor because of the fact that Guja just goes into town on this team once Hatterene's basically gone. Grimmsnarl really just goes in against his team. Mammal Swine just destroys this team. Jellicent really doesn't do too much in this matchup, but he does some things. So I was really trying to think, okay, what do I really want to do here? What do I want to do in this game? So, I go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and lead right here. I'm going to lead with my, Ganon, as he's going to go Selgor. I'm going to click Bulk Up. He actually clicks Encore here, and I'm going Chicago, and he's going to go for the Acid Armors right here. And now, here's what I could have done. Here's what I could have done, and I make a bit of a misplay here. I make a misplay for the fact that I should have just stayed in and clicked Iron Defenses, and then click Ironhead here, because Ironhead, even though yes wasn't going to do too much damage, in that sense of regard, but it was going to. But right here is where I make the misplay, and I let him get to +3. But I snag a very fortunate burn, as he is going to go into his G-Max Hatterene form, click the G-Max Smite, and just pick a kill right here. He gets burned to where his Agua Berry comes in, but luckily his Agua Berry doesn't heal too much because he is in his G-Max form. I go ahead and sack Chicago. Chicago wasn't doing too much else for me in this match. I'm wasting my turns. Right here, though, I make a massive misplay, and I sack off Tundra. And later throughout this match, you're going to find out that sacking off Tundra was 100% the wrong play. Now, the other play was to go Ganon and click Darkest Lariat, but the problem with this is, again, you just can't properly calc a G-Max form. Like, G-Max forms, I believe, have the same stat, but the HP is slightly different. At that point in time, I guarantee it was a roll to kill if it was max HP, but I calculated max HP as well, and I just couldn't risk it. I should have went Orbeetle. Orbeetle was the safer play, and I could have easily had saved my Mammoth Swine for late game. So that stuck right there, and now I'm in really big trouble right now, because now I just go into my Ganon here, I click Darkest Lariat, pick up a kill right here, because I can't switch right here. So now right here, I go to Gudra, he's going to click Ironhead here. Part of me wishes I was leftovers now in this matchup, as I go for a Fire Blast, Innocent, do connect luckily, and I go for the Power Whip. Don't get that element, but he actually reveals to be Memento, which is really interesting. So he's going to go into Cinderance here, go for the high jump kick, and right here, I think I make a smart play, and I'm just going to go this. He's going to go that. I should have inferied, went into my Orbeetle here, and then clicked Iron Defense. I guess that's another misplay we made right there, because what I could have done is, for one, if I sacked Orbeetle, I go into this thing, and I freely click Earthquake. I literally can just lock myself in Earthquake, and I can kill something on his team. So there was a misplay right there. Again, I think sacking Orbeetle would have been the smarter play, because Orbeetle couldn't beat a certain combination of two, no matter what, if it was a certain matchup. So I definitely think sacking Mamo was the misplay. I should have sacked off Orbeetle and kept Mamoswine in the back, because you're going to find out exactly why if I kept Mamoswine in the back. Because I believe we frisked him, and he actually, I'm going to say right now, he was actually room service. So he was maybe brave or adamant, so probably more offensive with some bulk. But I'm going to click bulk up here, and I'm just going to go for my G-Max right here. Ganon already picked up one kill. Luckily, no para as I go for the G-Max news, and I'm going to take out this Raichu and don't get parried off that. He's going to go into his double here. I am just going to click G-Max Snooze again. It's a lucky roll in his favor here, but I'm going to go ahead and just go for the G-Max Snooze again, as he's going to click that and pick me actually in range to where my leftovers will let me back up. I'm going to go ahead and take out the Doublade. And right here, it looked like, okay, we're going to win here. And then he clicks Final Gambit, and that's his last move. He literally had no attacking move versus me. So, yeah, and that's the battle. Because Incinerance, if I looked back if I had saved this thing, if I had went this thing and maybe, because then it does roughly it does like 68 or something like that, I believe, if it was max attack. If it's Jolly, even if it's Adamant, it's pretty much a KO. So I feel like even if I had saved Ganon, I still lose. But if I keep this in the back, I win, because no matter what, I would have outsped him. So if I had sacked off Orbeetle and then had win that, I can freely just click Dark Lariat, pick up a kill. He can't really go into anything for free on my team. And then what I do is if he goes maybe, let's say, Gastrodon on Grimmsnarl, he's going to first off, he's going to click Scald. And then I could have gone into things like Salamandra, and then I could have just clicked Power Whip to really weaken it down, potentially. And stuff like that. So there was that. But as you can see like there, Room Service, so he's going to activate that. I had to have him miss, or else I would have lost and won, but I sadly did not get the miss, and he is going to win this game. Because what I was going to do then is I agility, and then I iron defense, then I take the Powerball, my weakness policy pops, and I win the game with Psychic. So it was going to be a 1-0 or maybe 2-0, depending on my favor, but yeah, sacking off Mamo cost me this game. 100% cost me this game. And I literally had just realized that right when the match was over. That if I had saved Mamo, Mamo would have cleaned the rest of this game. Because Gastrodon was one of the main things that could have stopped Mamo from sweeping. Doublade could have potentially have been one as well. Celgor, not really per se would have stopped me. But I could have Ice Sharded, sacked something off before he Final Gambits, and I can live. Then I switch out and then go and click Earthquake and win the game. So I would have won this game 1-0 with Mamo if I had saved it. So that's totally on me, guys. I am sorry for losing this one. It was definitely a winnable game. I definitely think it was a really, really close game. He really had me on the back burner right there with his Hatterene, and I feel like he had this to counter my Webs team, which, first off, great prep by Phantom. Finding a way to really counter my Webs team. Really good prep on his end. I just knew his G-Max was going to be a problem. And Grimmsnarl, I will admit, I wish I did not now have had Shadow Claw, because I could have easily had one with Darkest Lariat if I had weakened him down. So that's definitely on me for running Shadow Claw. I probably should have ran some other coverage type move, like maybe Max Knuckle, potentially. I don't know, maybe, but then that would have probably risked me getting... Because if I had killed that thing in one hit, maybe, I don't know. It just would have... I guess it just would have came down to some things, I guess, but... Yeah, we're going to lose week 3 there, guys. So now we are currently 1-2. There's still a playoff chance for us there, but we do have to win roughly 3 of my last 5 games. If I lose next week, I pretty much, I believe, kind of have to win the rest of the week out. If I lose my next 2 games, again, I'll have to win pretty much the rest of the week to have the chance at the last spot. But if we lose the next 3 games in a row, then we are basically guaranteed no longer in playoffs. So we still have a playoff chance. It's just going to be it's going to get more slimmer and slimmer if I don't kick up the wins. But I'm not really mad about this one. I'm a little upset that I just realized I could have won this game with Mammoth One if I kept it in the back. But yeah, so live and learn. You just make... I mean, yeah, like I said, guys, I may have won 2 championships, but, you know, you're never perfect. You'll still make the rookie plays. You still make the dumb mistakes, and that's what I just did in this game. But thank you all so much for watching. Definitely like, comment down, subscribe again to join the Phil Shocker crew today. But other than that, I've been Phil Shocker, and nice to Hedgehog. I'll see you guys